All right, so today I'm going to cover when to kill an ad you love, right? Or an ad that you think is actually really good. And so this, I would say, is particularly for owner founders who are managing ad accounts, also for media buyers. Media buyers is so much easier, right? There's no emotion, there's no effort. You don't look at cost of the ad. You're just like off, not performing. Give me more. That's why when you're a founder, this gets particularly difficult. So we're going to look at an ad. We're going to say, is this a bad ad, right? Look at it. Then we're going to go through the numbers and we're going to begin to say, when do you pull the plug on these ads? So with that, let's look at the ad. Here we go. I'm going to minimize my face here. There's too many of my faces. It gets a little overwhelming. Let me see.
You want a record-breaking Q4, right? You want revenues and profits soaring. What you really are asking for is a calendar breakdown that says, when do I push go? When do I pull back? When do I test? You want to know the best performing creatives, the frameworks that are working in the best brands, and you want to understand how do you create your own frameworks. You want a budget calendar breakdown for what channels and what spend. If you want that, you're talking to the right person. I'm Justin, the founder and CEO of AdSquad. We work with 37 e-commerce brands that are doing just that. Join the webinar below and swipe the files and more. Take your brand to the next level this Q4.
Okay, so if you're thinking, hey, that's actually pretty good, that was my thought, right? And as a founder, if you're involved in the ad and media buying, you really have to begin to step away. So the first thing you need to do, I know it sounds basic, is you go to the CPM. You want to see, although you may like the ad, does your audience enjoy or like the ad? Painful realization, let's check. Okay, so the first thing we're going to check is CPM, right? We always want to stay within the ratio of 1 to 1. 1 to 1, what do you mean? $10 CPM, 1% CTR. Why? Because if you run the numbers on a calculator, you will get a substantial, significant amount of people to your website, the ability to convert. If you're not in that ratio, you can do a 2 to 1 or 3 to 1, but your costs essentially increase. So if we look at this and we go, wow, $73 with an average CTR of 1, that's a 1 to 7. Financially, you cannot keep that on regardless of what you think with the ad. Now, we're not saying we're just going to throw everything away. We are saying this current ad in the current format is not it. Then we go over here to our quality ranking. At first you're like, that doesn't matter, but it does, right? So this is what Meta is telling you they think or your audience thinks of your creative. Conversion rate ranking, pretty good for the people that click, but the quality ranking is below average. And you're thinking, how is that below average? Now, what you're going to have to do is you're going to have to step back and say, what would bring this quality down? Why does Meta not like this? The next step is you're going to say, let's go look at the thumb stop rate. Thumb stop rate is where you're beginning to see, do enough people stop the scroll right in the beginning? And if you're looking at that 14% for a top of funnel ad is incredibly low. Typically at 30% and up, you're giving the ad enough of a chance to be viewed so it can then go into what would be a click or what would be a lower CPM. So what this tells me is, as much as I may like this ad, as much as I may say, hey, this is a wonderful ad, the issue with this ad in and of itself is the experience from the user in the start. It is not scroll stopping. So options. As a founder, you can flush, you can restart, you can get frustrated, or you can say, okay, I have dissected this objectively, right? I'm not subjectively saying, but I like it and my audience just doesn't understand. You're going to step back and you say, okay, what's wrong with the beginning? Play it again.
You want a record-breaking Q4.
All right, right there, that first 3 seconds is what everyone is either not stopping for on the scroll. We need to change the intro. We need to flip what it is that's being said. Maybe I need to put something different for the user to view right in the beginning, because the CPM on that obviously is just, it's not performing. The audience isn't engaging, and the stop, I would say, is the initial problem. So as a founder, try to be objective, try to look at your numbers correctly. Again, ratio CPM to CTR, but if you're not really finding why people aren't converting, dissect when and what is wrong with the ad. Now, never test just one ad. A minimum of 5 at a time. 1 at a time never works. But with that, I hope that's been helpful for founders to learn how to edit ads that even themselves are in. And you gotta be more objective in how you're doing this, because regardless of how much you like it, your users may not. All right, Justin with AdSquad.